When we talk about grace, it is often assumed that this is only a message for seekers, to let seekers know that the way to being right with God is all of grace. That idea that it's only for seekers is one misunderstanding, but there's another. This other misunderstanding is the idea that emphasizing grace to the believer will encourage them to sin. The charge is that if you don't present believers with the subtle threat that God will love them less if they sin, then you are encouraging sin and are antinomian. One great preacher of the last century, D. Martin Lloyd-Jones, once said that if a pastor is not accused of being antinomian, he is probably not preaching the pure gospel. What do we say about this notion that grace encourages sin? Here's my perspective. I have never met a true believer that doesn't want to be better. I just haven't. So, if it's not by shame or fear, how do we change? 1 John 4:19 says, "We love because He first loved us." This means that as we experience God's unconditional love and acceptance in Christ, our hearts are melted and we find ourselves loving God and others much more. That never happens with threats or shame, but only through a new, fresh, life-changing experience of God's free grace. Grace really does change everything. If you would like to find out more about this grace, check out our website at gccvaldosta.org or come just as you are this Sunday at 10:45 as we are discovering together that grace really does change everything.